Welcome once again to We the People, A New Birth of Freedom. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please feel free to subscribe, tell your friends, strangers, your neighbors, your relatives, and leave your comments below. We can have a discussion. In the previous video, we posed the most vital question that could ever be asked here in the United States of America. Can our elected officials teach the Charter of Liberty? And remember, you've heard me say it over and over, and I'll continue to say it. The Charter of Liberty, according to history, is comprised of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. They cannot be separated. And I know many politicians love to separate those. They love to keep the Declaration of Independence out of sight, out of mind. They don't want to discuss it. That's the very foundation, the very bedrock of our life and liberty and pursuit of happiness. Without sovereignty, which is independence, there would be no life and liberty except it be defined by a dictator, by a tyrant. But individual sovereignty as Americans was built upon independence. That's why the War of Independence lasted over 8 years, because that was the vital turning point that would determine life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in its correct context, according to the laws of nature and nature's God, not political processes. So, can our elected officials, our presidents, our mayors, our governors, our congressmen, our senators, how many can actually teach in simplicity so the common man can understand it, the Charter of Liberty? It's a good question. You know, if you're going to take college courses and you're going to have a professor stand before you, and whether you're taking psychology, political science, statistics, criminal justice, any discipline of study, you're hoping that the professor is able to teach that particular subject. It would be horrible to think that you sign up for college or university classes and pay all that amount of money and have professors that can't even teach it. That would be a tremendous disappointment, wouldn't it? Well, then why don't we ask the question, why is it not mandated that our elected officials be able to teach the Charter of Liberty in its correct text and context? Well, it's apparent why they can't, because they all disagree. The Democrats disagree with the Republicans disagree with the Democrats, the liberals disagree with the conservatives, the Tea Party disagrees with both of those parties, the libertarians disagree with those 3 or 4 parties, and on the chaos continues. So who's really qualified to lead a free nation? Only those that understand true freedom. And remember, you've heard me say, and I'll keep repeating this also, true freedom, true liberty is not anarchy. There is a governing force, there's a governing power, there's a governing constitution. But it stems from the laws of nature and nature's God, and it's written in our own biology and psychology and spirituality. And we'll get into that more in depth later. It is not determined by political processes. Political processes are only there to maintain the laws of nature, to protect the laws of nature, to defend the laws of nature, and to prosecute those that violate the laws of nature. That's what political processes are for. And this is why I said it's important that our elected officials are capable, gifted, insightful, to be able to teach the Charter of Liberty. Because James Madison made this quote. He said, "A well-instructed people alone can be permanently a free people." A well-instructed people is what keeps people free. Thomas Jefferson said, "I know of no safe depositor of the ultimate powers of society but the people themselves." And if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome discretion, that is, freedom of choice, the remedy is not to take it from them, don't take liberty from them, but to inform their discretion by education. This is the true corrective of abuses of constitutional power. Educate the people. So how much education has been done? My goodness, they don't even recite the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. Why not? This is America. If some other religion or some other political party doesn't like the Pledge of Allegiance here in the United States, don't recite it. Sit there in silence. And if you really don't like it, go back to some other country that doesn't like the Pledge of Allegiance here in America. This is America. This isn't Australia. This isn't Europe. This isn't Italy. This isn't France. This isn't Germany. This isn't Scotland. This isn't Africa. This is the United States of America. We don't do things like other nations. They're sovereign in themselves and they can make their own political decisions. But we, the people, make the decisions here. We, the free people, not we, the criminal people, we, the free people, make free decisions here. So as we continue on, let's read the preamble to the Constitution. We, the people of the United States. The profundity of these words is amazing. It's astounding. But they are so simple to understand. So simple to understand. We, the people of the United States. I want to stop right here to interject to say this. Before an individual becomes a Supreme Court justice, before an individual becomes the president, before individuals become congressmen, congresswomen, senators, governors, mayors, any kind of elected governmental position, before they embark on those careers and become those type of individuals and are labeled with the labels of governmental powers, before all of those things transpire, who are they first? People. We, the people. I guarantee you probably never thought of that. And if you have, God bless you. You don't start out from birth as a Supreme Court justice, as a president, as a senator, as a congressman or congresswoman. You don't start out in politics when you're born. You start out as a person. You're born a person, and all those persons that are born become people first, before careers and labels are established and acquired. We, the people. That's why in the preamble to the Declaration of Independence, all men are created equal. Equal what? Equal as people. Now, I know there's this dilemma, this stigma of slavery. We'll get into that later. And you'll find out that our founding fathers, for the most part, some were opposed to setting the slaves free, but for the most part, our founding fathers wanted the political processes to set the people free so they could not be brought back into slavery. But we'll get into that later. But nobody's born a president. Nobody's born an elected governmental official. You're first born a person, and all those persons that are born make up we the people. And all those persons that make up we the people are born as people, as persons, equally. Now, not all have the same capacity as a person or as a people. That's why some become Supreme Court justices. That's why some become doctors. Some are plumbers. Some are electricians. Some are car mechanics. Depends on the capacity or the desire or the talents and the gifts, the drive, the passion, the goals, the vision of themselves as individuals. But first, we are born equally as people, as United States people, having the same access to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Really think about that, because that is a foundational principle of what life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is all about. We're first born people. That's why It starts out saying, we the people of the United States, not we a political party of the United States, not we the Supreme Court justice. No, we the people, because we're born people first. Now, we the people, human beings, not political processes, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves, see people, and our posterity, future generations, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. This Constitution is going to be established in order to preserve liberty. Until next time, above all things, please be an American.